Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Dr. Misty here. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about something with our children's health. And this is a topic that I don't speak about much. But I was out the other day with my kids, and this just keeps popping up. And I want to talk to you guys about it. And, comment with your favorite GIF below, or comment below if you guys agree, share this. Because I feel like this is something, especially America, needs to address very badly. So if we're, going out to eat, typically we are going to a healthier restaurant and go more towards the gluten and dairy-free options. But man, do you guys feel that just going out, if you ever are out to eat or you're traveling, it is so hard? What is with the children's menus in this country, right? Like, why is everything so, the children's menus are so horrendous in this country? It's terrible. We have menus, even if you're at a healthy place, you have a menu full of great healthy options for adults and like all these great menus and salads and everything. Then you get to the kids menu and it's trans fats, fried foods, processed chicken nuggets, pumped with hormones, steroids. It's not organic type of meat. It's terrible, and I usually don't do rant lives, but today's going to be a rant live. All right. And, this makes me passionate about it. And this makes me upset because, these kids, the kids today are at kind of a breaking point in health in America. And, we're getting more aware of how food affects our body and genetics and everything. But truly, it's the children's menus we've got to do something about this. And this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, is try and get some things out there in education about what could be changed on a children's menu, how it's detrimental, and what other things we can do to try and make healthier choices when we're with our kids. Okay. So one of the things that I would recommend if you're going out and you're getting pushed up against the wall with these unhealthy choices, the chicken nuggets, the French fries, the macaroni and cheese filled with wheat, even the cheese that comes on some of these meals. Just to give you guys an example, the macaroni and cheeses that they serve are very highly processed. They're bleached grains. And so it's going to be high blood sugar, high spiking. But if you actually looked at, like, this is something you're not going to see the ingredients on all this because it's just on the menu, right? But I mean, especially in places that are lower end or like fast food children's menus, I mean, it just, you don't even stand a chance of having good quality type food. So just to give you guys an idea, and this is not to scare you, but just to educate you on what your children are eating. And how it's affecting them. We're seeing levels of diabetes rise, children's diabetes. Children are getting type 2 diabetes now, which was used to be an adult onset type of thing. So this is really telling us that, that our children's health is changing, and it's changing because of the environment that they're in and the foods that they're eating. Because like I said before, everything affects them down to their cells. Okay. So when we're looking at children's menus, we really want to, first of all, honestly, if you're taking your kids out to dinner, choose from the adult menu. That would be my first thing. If you have multiple kids, what you might want to do is choose an adult meal and just split it in half for them. That can be a great option, or order a little bit more for yourself of a healthy option, and then pair off and ask for a separate plate. That's a great way to do it. The other thing you can do is actually, you can order off the menu of the regular adult menu, and order from some of the side options, because usually there's typically salads, broccoli, things like that. You can probably piece together something. Don't be afraid to ask for those types of things at restaurants. So, with more people having less and less teaching for cooking and meals being at home, more and more people are reaching out to restaurants and eating out to eat. But with that comes the detriment of doing this on a regular basis. These children are getting, they're getting loads of food dyes. They're getting loads of gluten. They're getting loads of bleached grains. They're getting loads of pesticides, high fats, trans fats, all these things that are really right. If this continues, I feel like we're going to start seeing more higher levels of even child like atherosclerosis type patterns happening because of it. It is a big deal, especially since we eat out so much. If we were a society that made more of our food at home, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But this is a big deal. So again, things you can do to minimize the effects on your child's health and for yourself is stay away from the children's menu completely. I wouldn't even go towards the kids menu. Either get a bigger meal for yourself and ask for a separate plate, a side dish, and try and share your meal with your child, or start ordering off of a side menu if you're at a restaurant that has decent sides. You can piece together a couple things: beans, salad, corn on the cob. I mean, they're not going to be the greatest options and the greatest food if you're eating out, unless you're eating at more of a high-end restaurant, but they're much better options than French fries and chicken nuggets and macaroni and corn dogs and hamburgers. Again, you're choosing things these are things that are easy typically for restaurants to make, and kids like them and they taste good, so it makes it more appealing for children to come in and eat at the restaurant. But again, if this is a regular pattern for you and your family, I just can't emphasize enough how detrimental that can be for your child's health. And I want you guys to know that if you do have kids and you are watching this, that this isn't in a judgment way. Okay, I'm telling you guys this, and I'm passionate. Obviously, I'm passionate about health. I'm a doctor. I love helping people. That's what I do. But in a real way, I have kids. I know how hard it can be to go home and cook the best meals and everything. We're not going to always have perfect meals. We're not always, we're not always going to be there to cook every organic meal, especially if you're a traveling family. So, part of it is trying to just have the healthiest choices as possible. But just from even higher end restaurants that I've seen, I mean, it just, the children's menu options, there has to be some sort of push within the health field. And I would love to see this, or be part of it if anybody knows of anything that's happening in the health field that this subject, if anybody's trying to make changes in this, there needs to be changes in this area, because this is something that is becoming detrimental to the health of our children, and we're going to see this on the rise more and more as kids get older. Typically, we would see diabetes and atherosclerosis and obesity related illnesses come on later in life, but it's coming on sooner and sooner because of our food choices and because of what we're being of the options that are available to us. So try those two things if you can. If you're out with your kids and you have to stop to get something to eat, try and choose the best possible quality of food if you can. Local places that have gluten-free options or organic options if possible, but if not, a local sandwich shop, something that has the freshest food as you can. And then don't order off the kids' meal at all. Don't even go there. Try to go towards a regular meal and split it in half, or do that a couple times if you're having if you have multiple children. The other thing you can do is actually make it a family style meal where you order a few different things and you guys all share on a plate. That's a great way to do it. And the last thing is for people who are eating out at restaurants as well. This is just a side bit. Try the best thing you can order for your child. Don't even introduce them to like the soda aspect. Try and stick with water or soda water and lemon. Truly, that's going to be such an awesome option. It'll get them. And you guys, if you guys all order water together. Let them know that you're choosing healthy things too. That's typically what we do with our kids when we're at the table. We'll order water with lemons in it. just so that they feel supported, and they know that they're eating healthy with us. But it's also going to, it's going to empower your kids too, to have them know that you're saying no to those certain options because they want the best. You want the best for them, and you're going to say, well, I think we can do some healthier options. Let's look at the regular menu. You're a big girl or you're a big boy. Let's check on the sides. Let's check on the side menu and see what we can find you that might be a little healthier, so you can eat like mommy and daddy. There's ways you can phrase it, but again, this is a little bit more of a random live today, but it's something I really feel passionate about, and I wish for changes. And again, if you guys know anybody who is working on these changes, I'd love to hop on and get some education out there to local restaurants and global. Countrywide restaurants, especially in the United States, because this is where all those chronic diseases are on the rise. And we're just going to see that more and more with our kids. So educating our kids on the best possible healthy choices in schools, restaurants, and all that stuff. Just cleaning up those menus would be really helpful. But in the places where that's not yet possible, knowing how to make healthier choices for your kids is really important. So start there with just those little tiny tweaks in your choices, and no, you don't have to order off the children's menu. You can do other things. Or if you have children in school and you don't like what they're serving. I have, even in my kids' preschools, I always made my kids lunches because I was just not a fan of what they were being fed. I just made it a priority to bring them with the best food. So, and that way they can also understand that, hey, this is important. My health is important. Mom cares about my health. Dad cares about my health. And these choices are kind of teaching them indirectly. These are not the healthiest choices for me, and that I want to put in my body. So, thanks so much for watching. Again, comment below if you guys can get behind what I'm saying. Share with your friends. And if anybody knows anybody who is actually working on this subject right now, I'd love to get behind this and try and do more education on this topic, because this is a big one. So thanks so much for watching, and hope you all have a great weekend.